For the past couple of months, my wife Lisa has been complaining about our cats. She says the cats wake her up constantly, and she's frustrated because she has to get up and open the door for them, deal with their noises, and so on. She even started saying she wants me to get rid of them. I told her I've never seen or heard any of this, but she claims I sleep through it all. She's been acting aggressive, blaming her lack of sleep on the cats and threatening to leave me if I don't get rid of them. I was seriously considering giving the cats to my sister until I noticed something odd. One morning, Lisa claimed she had gotten up multiple times throughout the night to help the cats, but I had been awake until 4 a.m. and knew none of that happened. Things weren't adding up, so I decided to test it. I waited until she went to bed. Then I let the cats out of our bedroom, lowered the brightness on my phone, and faked going to sleep. I stayed awake all night, making timestamps every 30 minutes on my phone through Discord. I noted every noise the cats made, like one cat jumping down at 3:18 a.m., and another eating quietly by the bedroom door at 4:57 a.m. Other than that, nothing happened. Lisa slept from 11 p.m. until 9 a.m., and in the morning, she claimed she had woken up at least 7 times due to the cats. I was furious because it was clear she had been lying. I told her I stayed up all night to monitor the cats, and they weren't even in the room. I had timestamps to prove it. Lisa sat there quietly, looking angry, then left without answering. When she returned hours later, she ignored me when I asked why she had lied. Lisa said that my actions, lying about sleeping, staying up all night to investigate, and making timestamps, were excessive and obsessive. I did it because she was threatening to make me get rid of the cats, or she'd leave, and her claims didn't add up. Am I the a-hole for going to these lengths to find out if Lisa was lying about the cats? Now we'll move towards the next story. Kay and I, both 26, have been observing her boyfriend, Andrew, 25, for almost a year now. Initially, I liked them together, and Andrew had fit well into our friend group. He's always been known for being clumsy, spilling things, tripping, and just being a goof. We joked that he was the poster child of a handsome but clumsy guy. It started with simple accidents, like Andrew spilling wine on Kay's outfit. He seemed genuinely sorry, but then a few days later, at a potluck, he bumped into Kay while she was bringing out a salad bowl, causing it to fall on her foot and give her a nasty bruise. Again, he was apologetic, but it seemed awkward. There were more accidents, like ripping her dress when he fell trying to catch his balance, dropping chocolate ice cream on her shoes, and spilling an ashtray that landed in her hair. His clumsiness seemed to be getting worse, and it started giving me a weird feeling. Recently, we were having a movie night. Kay was sitting on the floor, and I noticed Andrew walking over with hot tea. I worried he might spill it on Kay, so I asked him if he could get me popcorn instead. Andrew seemed defensive but agreed to let me take the tea to Kay. The rest of the evening, Andrew was distant. I talked to a friend, Sarah, about the tea situation, and she said Andrew might have been upset with me for babying him. I thought if Andrew had been prone to hurting Kay, wouldn't he want to avoid situations where she could get seriously hurt? I wanted to discuss my concerns with Kay carefully, so I didn't say anything that might upset her. When I talked to Kay, I mentioned I had noticed Andrew being more clumsy lately and wanted to avoid her getting hurt. Kay burst into tears, saying she had been suspicious of the accidents and was relieved that I saw the same pattern. She felt anxious and trapped, and Andrew had dismissed her suggestions to see a doctor. Kay and I, along with our friend Leah, decided to move Kay's things while Andrew was at work. We packed up sentimental items and moved them to Leah's room, with Kay staying at my house. Kay wrote a letter to Andrew ending things, and we arranged for friends Mike and Corey to stay at the house to prevent any damage or issues. We found no hidden cameras or tracking devices, and Kay's safety was prioritized. Sarah later sent a letter from herself and Andrew expressing their hurt and making derogatory comments about our friend group. Kay believes Andrew's accidents were a tactic to control her appearance and criticize her choices. Kay has shown incredible strength throughout this, and our friend group has supported her fully. Thank you to everyone who encouraged me to speak up. It validated what many of us were feeling. I'll update if anything changes, but hopefully Sarah and Andrew will leave Kay alone. Now the third story is as Introduction. Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. We have some deeply personal and emotional stories to dive into, so make sure you're comfortable. Our first story is about the struggles of feeling overlooked and unappreciated during special family moments. The second story deals with the complex dynamics of family responsibilities and personal freedom. Both stories highlight important aspects of family life and personal growth. Let's start with the first story. Story 1: The Struggle with Being Left Out. Our first story revolves around a mother who feels consistently left out of family photos during her daughter's birthday celebrations. Imagine putting so much effort into organizing your child's birthday party, from planning the theme to booking the venue and managing the details, only to find yourself behind the camera, never really in the frame of these important memories. The mother in our story organized a birthday party for her daughter at a local trampoline park, a place her daughter absolutely adores. Despite her husband's financial contribution, she took charge of the entire planning process. For health reasons, she couldn't participate in jumping with her daughter, but still ensured the day was special for her. Her husband and daughter had a great time, as did the other kids. However, the mother found herself in a painful and frustrating situation. Each year, she is left out of the pictures taken during these significant events. This issue wasn't new. It's been a recurring theme for 3 years. She's voiced her concerns to her husband multiple times, only to be met with promises that never seem to materialize into action. It's not just about the photos. It's about feeling seen and valued. Every year, she ends up taking all the pictures and never appears in them, making it feel as though she's missing from these cherished family memories. The lack of photos, particularly of her with her daughter, has left her feeling hurt and unappreciated. She had previously tried to address the issue by asking a family member to take pictures, but even then, the result was a video instead of the photos she desired. Now, facing the same disappointment, she is grappling with whether to bring it up again or accept that things might never change. The recurring empty promises from her husband only add to her frustration. After a heartfelt discussion with her husband, they both apologized and agreed to try to improve the situation. She plans to ask for help from family and friends for photos in future events and will also be more direct in asking her husband to take pictures when needed. This ongoing challenge highlights a deeper need for acknowledgement and validation in family dynamics. Story 2: The Decision to Move Out. Our second story is about a 22-year-old woman who decided to move out of her family home after her mother announced a new pregnancy. From a young age, this woman took on the role of a caregiver for her younger siblings, essentially becoming a second mother due to her mother's immaturity and neglect. Her childhood was overshadowed by responsibilities that should never have fallen on her shoulders. The woman's mother, having gone through several relationships, failed to provide a stable environment. The burden of raising her siblings fell heavily on her, which deeply affected her own childhood and development. When her mother announced her pregnancy with a new partner, the woman felt a wave of frustration. The thought of continuing to be the primary caregiver for her younger siblings while managing her own life seemed unbearable. The lack of support from her mother and the increasing responsibilities pushed her to seek independence. She found roommates and decided to move out, an action that caused significant emotional turmoil. Her mother reacted harshly, labeling her as selfish and abandoning the family. This emotional manipulation, along with the guilt of leaving her younger siblings behind, weighed heavily on her. Despite the challenges, she remained resolute in her decision. She expressed her love and commitment to her siblings, promising to remain available for them, but acknowledged that she needed to focus on her own well-being. The transition was not easy, especially as her mother's behavior affected her siblings' emotional state. The woman's decision to move out was driven by a need to escape an untenable situation and reclaim her own life. Her story reflects a critical moment of personal growth and the struggle to balance familial obligations with self-care. Conclusion: both of these stories shed light on the emotional complexities of family life. Whether it's feeling overlooked in family memories or breaking free from overwhelming responsibilities, these experiences resonate with many people. They remind us of the importance of communication, understanding, and self-care in navigating family dynamics. Thank you for watching and listening to these deeply personal stories. If you found any part of this video relatable or insightful, please leave a comment below and share your thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Until next time, take care and stay connected with the ones you love.